Welcome back to Diecast Resurrection. As you can see, I got a little bit of a head start on today's project. I tried stripping this little, I don't know what you call these. What's this casting called? I call it the mail truck casting. Panel van, mail truck. Anyways, I started stripping it this morning and I stripped it twice. And this is as far as I got. So I'm glad I wasn't filming that because it would have taken forever. Today on Diecast Resurrection, we're going to take another crack at making our custom ice cream truck. Okay? I prepared these. Some nice decals printed on my inkjet. Photo quality inkjet printer. Does a real nice job, especially on these little ones. You can get right in there and read those if you want. This top one looks like it might have bled a little teeny bit. That's why I do multiples of each. Usually you get one good one out of a bunch. So that's going to be the little menu on our truck. Name of the truck, Ruby 2 Scoops. It's not going to be your typical ice cream truck. This one's going to be on white walls. It's going to be lowered. We got a lot to do today. That's why I started this one early. Show me the way, Scotch-Brite. Oh, you know what? Why don't we just buzz this thing with a wire wheelie. Should speed things along a little bit here. This will be my third attempt trying to make a nice little ice cream truck here. The first two times I messed up the paint job and I got a little bit frustrated, so it just never really amounted to anything. So this time I'm using a different casting. I like this casting a little bit better. It's got very modern tinted glass. I like that. The interior is it's pretty super basic actually, and it's got these real cheapy, ugly rear doors. I'm hoping maybe we can paint them up to make them look a little bit better, but that's a super cheap interior. And then of course we're going to be putting this on some big booty white walls. Okay. I plan on color matching the rims, but we are going to have to custom fit these on there. Some little skinnies for the front. So we got a little bit of custom work to do, a little bit of styrene to play with.
One hour later.
Finally got our opening kind of roughed out. I'm at the point where I can get a decent sized file in there, thankfully. I'm just going to sharpen up the corners in there. And once that's done, we'll be able to put a little styrene sign above that. I got a chunk of styrene here. I don't know what's going to fit, but we need a little sign just like this. Ice cream. I think I'm ready to glue my little sign. And maybe we'll see about putting a counter on this thing, perhaps. This is going to be a super cool build once she's painted. Get that moderately straight. Even if it's a little crooked, it'll look trendy. Beautiful. Now if I could get a little counter on there, where's that other little piece I was cutting on? Just about perfect. If I could just cut a little notch. I noticed some people have been starting to buy some Starbond through Amazon. The link's in the description. Make sure you use that code Jimmy10. That'll save you a few bucks. If you're buying that stuff, you might as well use the code. That's all I'm saying. Hell yeah, buy some ice cream. Get some ice cream. Cool, I'm digging that so far. I got our wheels mounted roughly. Got some nice white walls in there. Looking pretty good, man. Thank God, it took me quite a while actually. I had to remove quite a bit of material to make it work. Just to sneak those big booties in the back there, so I'm still working on that. I'm gonna get some color on our body here if we want to have this video done today, so let's mix up a little bit of teal here. No effect, the green just ate that blue completely. It's gonna be something like that. I think that looks pretty decent. We're gonna go with that. I know the paint footage did not show this color at all. I'm not sure what happened to that camera, if there was some sort of update. I wish I put a little bit more blue into my color. I think it's still going to look good, but I was going for something a little bit different. It's going to be hard to see, but I got some stencils here. This one's an ice cream cone. Just going to lay down a couple stencils so I can put down some white for our graphics. So we got an ice cream cone on this side. This side I think is going to be a menu. This menu is right on the verge of being too big. I don't really know what it is about this ice cream truck, but this project's kind of been cursed since the beginning. Alrighty, I wouldn't say things are going exactly according to plan, but it's kind of working out. We're going to try to do some decals here. Let's start with the big Ruby 2 scoops one. It's pretty easy to make these stencils. As you can see, it looks pretty complex, but really, as long as you save your decal as a PNG file, you import the actual decal file into your Cameo software, and it'll literally just outline it. That's not bad, man. That ain't too bad at all. That lines up so good. It's surprising. Sweet, that went on there pretty good. It's actually looking better than I thought it was gonna look. Man, if I had $1 for every time I spilled my micro set, I could buy more micro set. Perfect execution. Right on the money. Pretty cool doing graphics like this. The vinyl cutter is really up to my game. Look at that. There's no way we could have did graphics like this before. And now we have full color graphics on top of colored paint. It's amazing, man. Look at that thing. Sweet. Now this box looks a little bit sketchy. I'm praying that the decal is going to just kind of cover it and make it look better. Maybe it'll look alright. Maybe. And unfortunately, I think that's as good as it's going to get. So that's kind of a bummer. Those two little white bits right there. I might be able to do some very delicate painting to fix that up. But I mean, as far as menus go, that's a pretty nice looking menu, eh? Look at that thing. I mixed up a little bit of pink here, and I wanted to paint these doors. So it's going to have kind of a pink butt. As you can see, I've switched our wheels over to pink as well. So I'm about ready to go head to the spray booth. I wanted to go give this a final clear coat. And then while I'm in there, I'm going to paint these doors pink with this. And I'll probably give those doors a little bit of a clear coat as well, so they're kind of glossy like metal doors. I think I might paint these bumpers pink as well. Well, I hate to say it, but I'm not totally 100% pleased with this. The clear coat's getting a little thick, as you can see. It's starting to bunch up at the bottom. I think I'm going to start over. You guys aren't going to see any of that. We're just going to all of a sudden have a new model. A couple things I'd like to change. I'm going to resize some of these decals. I'm going to shrink this one a little bit. Have a little more room on the sides of that one. And I'm going to shrink this big decal down a little bit. Make it a little bit wider, just to cover a little bit more area. And I'm probably going to make this counter a little bit skinnier. So I'm literally going to strip this thing right down to metal. I'm going to start over completely, and I'm going to change the color to what I wanted, which was a little bit more blue, a little less greens. To me, this just isn't good enough to do a reveal. It's kind of just meh. This green color especially is really bothering me. So I'm going to redo it, and then I'll meet you back at this exact same spot in just a second. As promised, here is our redone ice cream truck. It's a lot cleaner this time. It looks a lot better with a smaller shelf. This decal fits a lot better. And even this side's looking pretty good too. And I think it turned out a lot better this time around. I had pretty good solid ideas on the first attempt. Actually, that was the third time I was doing this ice cream trucks. I was just about ready to do an assembly here. So why don't you give me a few minutes and we'll do a reveal on this bad boy. Some of my older subscribers might remember the old Karen figurine I used to use on the channel. She's an HO gauge figurine and a little bit too small for the 164 stuff. So I put her in there, and yeah, she's the employee, or maybe she's the owner. She's probably the owner. Maybe that's Ruby. That sounds good. Let's do the reveal. Well, here it is. Here's my Ruby 2 Scoops ice cream truck, finally completed. I got 4 days. I wouldn't say 4 complete days of work, but 4 different attempts started on this thing. So I'm pretty happy to get it finished, finally. As you can see, the color changed drastically. This is what I was going for originally, something fun, something lighthearted, you know, something that's going to go with that pink. So the initial green that we started with was just nowhere near where it needed to be. So that's why I wanted to redo it all over again. So pretty happy with the way this one turned out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to have a busy weekend. I got to play catch up here because I spent all week messing around with this thing. So I'm going to be working the weekend, folks. Keep your stick on the ice, and I'll see you in the next one.